Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here's the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Well, hello, everyone. Once again, welcome to another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. We're at episode 202. Ladies and gentlemen of the show, what's going on? What's happening, everybody? And we're going to talk about what happened on Impact last night. And as you know, Impact Wrestling. Those of you who are Patriots fans like myself, Patriots lost again. Patriots lost again, 24-10. This time to the Buffalo Bills. It seems like Thursday night's not been the Patriots' best night, but I think a lot of people saying they're very frustrated with the offense. And there's a rumor going around. My father even told me this, that Tom Brady had a meeting with Bill Belichick. He's considering coming back to New England Patriots and wants to end his career with New England. And in fact, could make sense because he has been. He's helped a lot out, and even my father says he would like to see Tom Brady end his career with the New England Patriots. I told him that, Brady has not been the same since he left New England, obviously with everything going on in his life right now, and it shows, too. So we're kind of hoping that happens. If it does, great. Welcome back, Tom Brady. And if he leads us to another Super Bowl and ends it there, hey, listen, 8 Super Bowl rings for Tom Brady, 7 for the New England Patriots. But I don't think Tom Brady's going to come back to the same Patriots team that he has led to 6 Super Bowls. So, and I'm sure Tom Brady will have something to say. We'll see what happens. Okay, we'll see what happens. Right now, he's with Tampa Bay, and we'll see there. Is Rob Gronkowski going to come out of retirement? I don't know. I don't know what Brady has planned for his career. We don't know. Just take it with a grain of salt. Bully Ray kicks off Impact Wrestling and addresses the Kentucky crowd, Louisville, Kentucky, about what happened, why he did what he did, and he said he admits he's a piece of crap and all that good stuff. He admits he's a scumbag, and he said he did everything why they were booing him, and he starts threatening some fans at ringside, threatening a kid, threatening everybody. Rich Swann had enough of Bully's diatribe, decided to attack Bully Ray, and one of the female referees from Impact comes out and said, "Hey, we're gonna have a match." These two, Bully Ray and Rich Swann, they fought it out, they battled it out. Until Bully Ray decided to use his chain deliberately and got himself disqualified, giving Swann the victory. Even the female referee was intimidated by Bully Ray because Bully Ray had that reputation of powerbombing women through tables and hurting women. Bully Ray is a cold-hearted man. I'll tell you what. And then when Bully Ray decided to keep on attacking Rich Swann, decided to tie him up, about to tag him with a steel chair. Tommy Dreamer says, "That's enough. Knock it off. We're done here." Like, what's your problem? What's my problem? What's your problem? And they were arguing back and forth. Scott D'Amore comes out, confronts Bully Ray, and he flipped out. He wanted to go after Bully Ray. And you know what? And even, he says, "You're right. I may be a piece of you-know-what, but you hired me." So, a lot, Bully Ray's been playing a lot of mind games, folks, and believe me. And I'll tell you one thing, Josh Alexander's going to come back to Impact next week. He's going to have a lot to say, that's for sure. Trey Miguel had a promo about being the X Division champion. Some people were not very happy with him. He said he said to have a future with the X. Says that he's putting the X Division represents the past, but he's going to take it to the future. He decided to basically deface the X Division title. Have we seen a new attitude in Trey Miguel? We'll see for sure. Bhupinder Gujjar went up against Moose, and Moose was dominant in that matchup, got the victory there. And then Moose then addresses the Kentucky Trust and says, "See, I told you he was a scumbag, but y'all didn't listen to me. You know what? I don't want you to mentioning Bully Ray's name again. I don't want you to even say his name." And then you say his name, and he appears. "I believe in Joe Hendry." That's right. Joe Hendry came out. Well, he said, "You just called me out." He said, "What do you mean I called you out? I was talking about Bully Ray." He goes, "Dude." He's like, "Dude, not. You say his name, he appears. Here I am. You want to fight? One ex-champ to another, and then they tried to fight it out. And then Moose knocked him down a couple of times. He gets back up. And then Bhupinder Gujar did the gargoyle spear on Moose. Both men stand tall. They're doing the theme song and all that. It was pretty cool. I like Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, the digital media champion, I might add. And then GM Miller interviewed Mike Bailey about what Kenny King said. And Mike Bailey goes, my attitude's going to be still the same. Everything's going to be still the same. I'm not going to let Kenny King get to me. I will become exhibition champ again. But this time around, I'm not going to let what Kenny King said get to me. So there you go. So there's that. And then Mickie James talks about the last rodeo and her match against Deonna Purrazzo later that night. So Deonna Purrazzo kind of responds to Mickie James because she wants to be the one to end Mickie James' career. And Frankie Kazarian went one-on-one with Steve Maclin. Was a heck of a matchup until Maclin uses a steel chair on Kazarian, giving Kazarian the win by disqualification. And it seems like everybody wants to win by disqualification in first-time matches. Jeepers, what's going on up in here? Steve Maclin's gone flipped his wig, that's for sure. And then they did a recap of the Impact Knockouts tag team titles at Overdrive, which the Death Dolls, Taya Valkyrie, Jessica, and Rosemary did retain over the team of Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Tasha was getting upset. She said, we lost the belts. And, when where were you? And said, I was trying to stop. And Savannah Evans goes, I'm trying to stop them from pinning you. And, it's like, and Tasha Steelz thinks that, it's my fault. I'm like, dude, no, we're trying to make sure. I would have said, no, it's not your fault. Yes, unfortunately, you ate the pin by trying stopping them from letting you eat the pin. But you know what, though? I failed in that endeavor. It's my fault. So, and then she goes, why don't you take on Taya Valkyrie next week? And so, Savannah Evans like, no problem. So, Savannah Evans, Taya Valkyrie next week. Gia Miller interviewed Eddie Edwards. Says, hey, listen, we're talking about the past and everything else. The past is gone. But he said there's a hand that raised up. I don't care about that. Don't want to talk about the past. And then Delirious confronts Eddie Edwards. Go, another person from my past. What are you doing here? And Delirious got his face and did not say a word. Or did not utter any mumbo jumbo. So I think Delirious is being serious. Serious Delirious. That rhymes. Serious Delirious. And Heath and Rhino were talking about how good the belts look on them. And then Morrison Machine Guns wanted them to NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions. And so they're like, hey, how about our title match? And then Heath goes, hey, I'll talk to Scott D'Amore. We'll have the match next week. That's fine. And then Rhino got intense. He said, we may be Detroit guys, but you know what? I'm going to beat you. I'm going to go. And then they're like, blown away. And then Heath goes, I like this guy. You talk about intensity. I think the respect is there for intensity. That's for sure. Mickie James goes one-on-one with Deonna Purrazzo. And a little tit for tat, but then Deonna Purrazzo tried Mickie James grabbing the tights. Mickie James decided to follow suit and ended up winning the matchup. But then Jordynne Grace comes out and says, hey, you've done everything. You've done your business. You've beaten everybody. I've done my business. I say we need to do this. And Mickie James nodded her head. And then she goes, hey, you and me, how about this? I'm challenging you. My title, your career, hard to kill. And so Mickie James then shook the hand and accepted the challenge, and Jordynne Grace got in her face again. This is going to be the most intense match ever, and I think it's going to be the toughest test for Mickie James today. If Mickie James does defeat Jordynne Grace, she becomes Impact Knockout Champion. If she does not, she retires. So that is going to be an interesting situation, to say the least. Then Eric Young and Diener met at the prison, in the prison cell where Violent by Design was basically born, between him, Diener, and Joe Doring. And he's talking about the sickness. He's like, will you willing to do whatever it takes to eliminate the sickness? And Diener goes, yeah. And he goes, well. And then all of a sudden, these two men fought it out in the prison. Fought it out in the prison, smacking around each other. And then Diener got in the upper hand, bloodying Eric Young. And then there's like this shank in the hand. She goes, eliminate the sickness. Eric Young saying, eliminate the sickness. And then basically Diener killed Eric Young off. And now Diener, it looks like Diener is now the leader, the new leader of Violent by Design. Now, There's a rumor going around that Eric Young is making his way back to the WWE. If that's the case, will we see Sanity come back? Will Killian Dane also come back? And with Nikki Cross, will Sanity operate as a tag team? Will we see Alexander Wolf come? We don't know if taking it with a grain of salt. Is Eric Young going to be bringing Sanity, or is he going to do it by himself? So we will see if Eric Young does come back to the WWE. There's a rumor that he might. So the rumor has it William Regal might come back to the WWE. Who knows? A lot of question marks happening, man. I'll tell you what, with Triple H being in charge, anything's kind of possible. I know there's some storylines in the WWE that have not worked out very well under Triple H's regime. I'm sure Triple H says, I got to rectify that somehow. I think knowing Triple H is mind for the business, he'll probably figure some way out. Who knows for sure. There's a rumor going around. Eric Young may be going back to the WWE, hence why he was killed off by Impact Wrestling. Or is he going to go to AEW? I don't know. Or who knows for sure. So, that is it for Impact, the first Impact of December 2022. So, that's it. That's all the time we have on this show. Next up will be SmackDown, and then it'll be SmackDown, and then I think there's a fall off from War Games on SmackDown, Part 2, and then we're going to go there. All right, so I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful night. Be blessed. Peace and love. And Mr. Announcer, please take us home. Episode 202 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977 is complete. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Production, and in association with A Sweet Buffer Raving Dingleberry Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode of the show. See you on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now, and have a very blessed day.